This is Boomer Life on Dec5th2015.
The Christmas spirit grows with each new day, and it's so close but seems so far away.
A little Christmas music for Boomer Life on this Saturday. And, well, there's a big Christmas party going on this afternoon at ShannonOaks. That's one of the many reasons here at Dec5th2015 we're playing Christmas music today. And, of course, we're playing it every day and have been for a week or so now. It's that time of year. Jillian Fullerton is with us from ShannonOaks in East Vancouver, as is Irene McGeorge. Irene is an East Vancouver person who is still a recent arrival at ShannonOaks. Yes. Irene, you've not been there a year yet.
No, I haven't.
Now, this is where the story gets interesting, and this is where Jillian and I have spent a lot of time in previous months, Irene, because when it comes time for people, for seniors, to make that decision to move to a retirement community of some kind, a lot of times, not all, in your case, certainly not, you just took the bull by the horns, made the decision, and off you went. Sold the house, and Bob's your uncle. But not everybody's quite that organized. In some cases, people have to be, shall we say, persuaded to at least consider the option and then gradually sort of work their way around, wrapping their head around it. And one of the most popular excuses, Jillian, I guess I can use that word,
you can,
is, I might think about something like that, but no, I couldn't possibly. What on earth am I going to do with my stuff? I couldn't part with my stuff, so nice try, but forget about it, right? and you've heard this. How many thousand times have you heard this?
Maybe not quite phrased like that, but very close.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Now, Irene learned. Once you decided to go to ShannonOaks, you got incredibly lucky, listed and sold the house in less than 3 days, and all of a sudden, there you were. Bingo. Everything worked. You had the cash from the house.
It was meant to be.
You had indicated to ShannonOaks you were going to move in, and then there was a little matter of, 48 years of putting stuff into one house. And you were very wise. You went to a downsizing seminar at ShannonOaks with one of your granddaughters to learn a little more strategy about getting out of that place where you'd been accumulating stuff for close to half a century. Tell us what you learned at the downsizing seminar, Irene.
Well, what did I learn? I learned to get rid of, start getting rid of things. First of all, I went to my medicine chest there, in the bathroom, and I had all this old nail polish there and all this junk there, So
Right.
I started in there, started getting rid of that.
The easy to throw out stuff,
yes,
right?
and that's what I did. I just took it, step by step, going into rooms.
And day by day doing little bits here. Did you go room by room? Did you put piles of things to go to grandchildren, things to go to? Did you?
Well, my children came over, and yes, they would ask if they could have, they could have whatever they want.
Oh, I see. So you let the kids know. You have 4 daughters.
Yeah, whatever.
And all those grandkids. So you let them know.
Yes.
I'm moving out, and I'm going to take a few things with me that you can't have.
Actually, I didn't take much. My furniture was so old, my kids said, just get rid of it, and we will go shopping to wherever down there in Boundary Road. Or,
the kids bought you some new furniture?
I bought it. We came with me, though.
Oh.
My daughter came with me. And I moved into ShannonOaks with new furniture.
Good for you.
All new furniture, except the tables that my husband made for my
Right.
TV and my computer. But otherwise, it's all new furniture.
Isn't
New lease
that
on
nice?
life.
Wow.
A new lease on life.
And after so many years of old furniture, some of it was 35, 40 years old.
But you can understand why a person would put up a bit of resistance to moving out after spending literally the better part of a lifetime accumulating all that stuff. I mean, it's kind of a bittersweet occasion, isn't it?
It was, yes, it was. But I didn't have any difficulty with getting rid of my furniture.
Right. Did you make any money, by the way? Because sometimes,
furniture?
Yeah.
Well, No, I gave it away.
Oh, you did?
You had, I forget the name of the organization that has furniture for
Immigrants.
homeless people and abused women,
Right,
I forget the name of it, but they came and picked it up. You give us small money for charity, but they came and picked some of it up. Some of it was too old for them, though.
Of course. No, but isn't it nice when you find that you can turn a negative into a positive. That, well, I'm moving out of here, and I have spent a lot of time accumulating all this stuff. I am fully aware I cannot take it all with me. So rather than then you can start benefiting charities and people who you would never meet in several lifetimes are still going to benefit from your generosity.
I have the cute story to tell about a young couple that came from Brazil to our church. I think he was going to the I forget now where he was going. But anyhow, the young couple came and they didn't have any furniture, so they came to my house and they got the love seat and the bed, the big bed, and some end tables. They couldn't take much because they had a small suite.
Right.
So where other people thought it was too old, she Skyped to her mother in Brazil, and her mother said, "Oh, that is beautiful. You tell that that woman, thank you very much." So you see, they were so happy with it from there. Because
what's old to some people is beautiful and wonderful to others.
Well, absolutely.
It was a good feeling to know that I helped a young couple.
Right. Yeah. And the downsizing seminar, Jilly and I, of course, have talked about these many times, and you have professionals who come and conduct a meeting, and there's a question and answer session. There's always a lunch included.
Yes.
And I'm sure your granddaughter enjoyed lunch with you when they went in on that day.
She enjoyed her macaroni and cheese.
But were there lots of people there, and were there lots of questions? Were people kind of into it, keen to learn how to do it right?
Yes, there was. That's so long ago, it's last February.
Okay.
March. You were there.
I was there.
Yes, there were a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I remember one person saying, "You're moving April 1st. That's a April Fool's Day." But
there's a variety of questions and a variety of different needs. Some people have 5-bedroom homes. Some people are coming from more modest condo. So there's and the suggestions that are given are often very helpful. Like Irene has said, there are agencies that have people like new immigrants or people that are starting out new. They've reached the age of 19, so they're no longer under government care.
That's true, yes.
So they're starting out with their own new apartment. There's all sorts of agencies. And so they give the names of these contact people that you can contact and know where things can be useful to others.
Okay, and that's the key, isn't it? That as you move on, as you go through these changes, the wheels keep turning, and people keep benefiting from what you're doing. It's not. And again, I'm thinking of some of the things, Jillian, you've heard about my stuff that just stop people go. You've told some pretty sad story, particularly about a gentleman who lives out on the west side.
Yeah,
and he had come to ShannonOaks, as you had, and looked around and decided, I could do this. And then Jillian said, well, terrific. And then he said, but I can't. And Jillian said, why? He said, well, you'll have to come over to my house and pick it up from there, Jillian. You went to his home on the west side of town.
And his home was a beautiful museum. It had just artwork you wouldn't believe. It had books. He had editions of books going back to Charles I. And they were floor to ceiling. I mean, it was just the bookcases he'd handmade.
Right.
He had an art studio with all his drawings. He had antique paintings. I mean, it was just, it was gorgeous. It was lovely. But he looked at me and says, what do I do? My children don't want any of this. I don't know what to do, And so he loved his possessions. It wasn't old furniture in this case.
Right. In this case,
it was something.
Books and artwork. Right.
I mean, the books were he opened them up and they were just in immaculate condition.
Right.
And, with the hide, the leather-bound hide, you could see the, it was, and so that is like an albatross.
He was a prisoner of his own possessions.
That's right. It's an albatross around your neck. I mean, I think we'll find a way. But it'll be a long process. He's a lovely man. A lovely man.
And knows full well, because he told you when he visited the place, he said, I could do this. I could live here.
Yeah. That's
but,
right. That's right.
But you got to come to my house and find out why I can't.
The thing.
And it was that stuff, Irene. It's the stuff again. Do you talk to people over lunch and dinner or a game of cards who still are kind of struggling with not having all that stuff around, the old creature comforts that they've lived with for so long?
You mean at ShannonOaks?
At ShannonOaks.
Yes, some of them still feel that way.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Yes, they do that. They feel that way.
But ShannonOaks is such a warm environment, I can't imagine anybody walking around feeling terribly lost very long.
There is so much to do there. There's just so much to do. I love my table games, of course. Crib. We have crib Monday night, Saturday night.
Okay.
And we have Mexican train on Tuesday and tile rummy Thursday. And yesterday I started playing shuffleboard too with a friend. So now we have
I saw you. I
Yeah,
saw
I
you.
know.
I'm wondering what
there's so many things, new things to do there
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And
And you like your exercise programs.
oh, I like
She's
my
in
exercise
every-
room.
Yeah.
That cross trainer or whatever
Yeah,
it is, that
yeah.
cross trainer. You can sit and walk.
Oh, right. Well, you're a walker. You're
Yes,
a very,
I walk, but when the weather's rainy or cold. But I do I like the exercise, and I like our exercise every morning too. We have
exercise programs. It's a group as well.
One of the things that Jillian has heard many times too, in terms of excuses that people try to come up with quickly because I don't want to even think about living in a seniors community, is the fact that, well, you go to one of those places and you don't get a moment's peace ever. There's some kid with a clipboard chasing around after you. You got to go to exercises. You got to go to lunch. You got to go to this. You got to. They micromanage every minute of your waking day. You don't get a moment's peace. Now, Irene, put the boots to that myth, will you please? Tell us what it's really like.
It's independent living. I have a choice in what I do, but as I told you before, I love meeting people. So I quite often go down, have coffee in the morning with, coffee and meet people, tea in the afternoon.
Sure.
And just as yesterday I was walking along and Elsie said, are we going to play shuffleboard? Away we go, play shuffleboard,
right.
know. So there's always something to do.
But there's nobody pushing you.
Nobody pushes me into anything. No.
Sterling,
I
you
believe
are
that.
in the driver's seat.
Right.
When you move into ShannonOaks, you are in the driver's seat. You can determine what you want to do and you don't have to do, and
Right.
things you really would like to do.
Okay.
So it's you. We will encourage, if you're new, we will show you all the things you can do, but you make the choice of whether you do it or not.
Now, you're a fairly outgoing person, Irene, so maybe it wouldn't have been as much of a chore for you to integrate into this new group of people. But for those of us who are slightly more introverted, who don't mix in as well, how, as you notice more newer people coming in now since you've moved in there, how does a new person get into ShannonOaks?
Well,
how does that work out?
This is where I maybe shine. I love to meet new people. So when new people come, I make a point to talk to them.
She's wonderful.
Just to talk to them.
So you're kind of the self-appointed welcoming committee.
Well, I know many people have said to me, "You're so friendly. Your smile just tells everything." But I can't help but be friendly.
Right.
So it's very natural for me to be that way. And I love meeting new people. I love talking to the people that've been there for 14 years. Like
Sure.
we have some charter members there that I love to talk to them too. But I like people.
Right.
Yeah.
And were you made to feel welcome when you moved in a little less than a year ago?
Yes, I was.
Was there it's kind of that first day of school anticipation in the pit of your stomach. Oh gosh, I hope I fit in. I hope I'm dressed right. I hope. and that feeling. How long did it take you to get over that?
I don't think I ever felt that way.
That's right.
I don't think I ever felt
Yeah.
that way.
Yeah.
It was my home. It
Right.
was a
Yeah.
new home.
Yeah.
I realized a new home, you do have to get used to it too, But you have to do things on your own too.
Right.
You have to make. So I never felt that way.
Can I just add something? What people can do also, we offer them a complimentary trial stay.
Oh, good idea.
So they can come in and stay for 3-4 nights and just have the meals, meet people, get involved, in some of the activities, or sit back and watch
Right.
the activities.
Right.
They can do whatever they want, but they sort of put their toe in the water, see what it's like.
Irene, did you do the trial
No,
stay, or
no,
you
I
didn't?
didn't.
You didn't even
She
need
knew.
to.
No.
Kirsten said I could have. I said, why? I'm coming here. Why do? And I didn't have time. I had my home still there. I had to get. Because see, I walked back and forth. I was there. Even though on April 1st, I never really officially moved till April 15th because I was still in my home. And my
Okay.
home, I didn't have to give the keys till April 23rd. So I was living in 2 homes, really,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And another thing I really like, we have guest rooms. And in August, my daughter and son-in-law came from Campbell River. They live in Campbell River.
Okay.
So they spent 2 days there, had beautiful room to stay in, breakfast. So we have that for for our family too. They can stay there.
Oh, okay. And all you need to do is say, I've got some folks
Well,
coming in on such and
book-
such a weekend, and circle
Yeah.
it for, put my name on it.
Or
Yeah.
lunch and dinner. Thursday, I'm having my granddaughter come and have dinner with me. She's going to Malawi in a few months, so she's going to come and tell me all about her trip there.
Fantastic.
So, you know, we can invite guests anytime. Lunch,
Wonderful.
dinner, you know.
Yeah.
I don't have to do any cooking.
No.
When I invite them, I don't have to plan what I'm going to have. It's right there in front of me, a choice of two choices. And if I see something they don't like, I can ask them. Then I can order it, like before 3 o'clock.
Yeah.
As if you order a dinner. So, yes,
So there's lots of flexibility.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking ShannonOaks, Vancouver at 2526 Waverly Avenue. Oh, and of course, ShannonOaks, Victoria, also always included in this conversation. And they're actually in Oak Bay at 2000 Goldsmith Street in the Victoria area. And they're both online at ShannonOaks.com. When you get to ShannonOaks.com, you'll see Vancouver or Victoria. Pick one and have a good long look. You'll find Jillian's email, all of the telephone numbers, and more information about this afternoon's Christmas open house. And we'll tell you more about that when we return on Boomer Life.
Celebrating the baby boomer lifestyle. This is Boomer Life on CL 650.